Hello! Grab your hooks and let's get inspired for the love of crochet. I'm Caroline at For the Love of Crochet, and I have quite a few things to share with you, and you're not going to believe what I did with that Mooshy Boy pattern. If you haven't seen the previous video, I will link it down below, and if I can fix a card, I will. Anyways, all those whips that I showed in my yarn stash busting challenge, all my whips I have finished up, and I'm amazed at what happened. And I also tested another pattern, and I'm so anxious to share with you, so let's just get started. By the way, if you want, I'll try to link everything down below, and if I forget something, just message me, comment down below, and I'll be sure to put it down. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first one, which was the least I had whips in progress. And if you've been watching me, I have been making lots of amigurumi patterns. I'm on a stash busting challenge, and this was one of the things that I made. Now, when I saw this on Etsy, and I'll pop in a picture again, I saw all those bright colors and beautiful, and I just thought, oh, this will be cute and fast, and I thought it would be great to help, eliminate some of my stash. And so these are the colors that I had. I had a hard time finding colors to match. Because I did this color, it made for a very difficult picking this. Now, mine, I was supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I was supposed to have 5 spokes over here, or I don't know, whatever they're called. However, it didn't fit. So I also was supposed to put bigger cheeks. I ended up using thread because it was just not enough space here. I also put the eyes just a little too far apart, but nonetheless, he's a cute little dino. I'm sure someone would adore him. So that was one of them. This was a paid for Etsy pattern. I believe the listing price is $4, but I got it at half price. I think it was $2. It was on a sale, and she often does sales. The second thing was that ragdoll. I don't remember what she called it, but I finished it up. Okay, so previously I had finished her but didn't do the finishing touches. So here she is in all her glory. She's got her blush, she's got her makeup on, her little bitty lips. I tried to do some embroidery to dress up this dress, but I kind of just wanted to be done with it. I wanted to make a bunch of these little dots all over her dress, so it was a polka dot dress. But I just didn't want to deal with all those ends and stuffing them inside, and so I just stuck with one flower. Again, I was kind of limited because of this color. I felt like I didn't have colors that complemented it well. So, yeah, I tried to pull out some orange and a light pink there. And yeah, so she is done. And again, she's ragdoll style. Again, and also I mentioned that if you get this pattern, to be sure to read it first. This is one where you should read it all first and make notes of things that you want to do, because things pop up later in the patterns like, oh, if you wanted your doll to look like this, do this. So I also got this idea, although it did come with the pattern, to do this braid, this chain stitches, and I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna use ribbon, as someone commented down below, like I should try to cover up the fact that I ran out of yarn by putting in some ribbon, and that was a great idea. She didn't use ribbon, she used yarn. And I didn't have any ribbon, didn't make it to the Dollar Tree to get ribbon, so I ended up just crocheting some bows and putting that chain around to help hide the fact that I ran out of yarn. But I think she came out cute. She's sweet. She looks like a ballerina with those little pointy toes. Yeah. And you know what? I did this, probably not this whole thing in one day, but you know how you make one limb? I know I did both limbs the same day, but it doesn't matter on my amigurumi. No matter what, I managed to make them differently every time. My tension is different all the time. And so it's slightly bigger and slightly bigger, but I did the same rows, everything, and in the same a lot of time, so it's not like I put it down and came back. So I'm not sure why mine always do that, but I always have different tension with each limb. But she's sweet. She looks sweet. So I hope the person who receives this one, it will be thrilled. And then so that was the second one. Now for that unique pattern, I can't wait to show you. I am going to link, her name is Shondell, and her channel name is CLASI Handmade, and she did her own video on this pattern, and she shows all the different ways you can make it. However, I gave you all some ideas on things that were popping in my head as I finished this little creation. It is amazing. I love it so much. Okay, here you go. Look at that. This is the little, oh, it's blown out. You can see the little strawberry flower. So it has a yellow center and white petals and the little leaves. And then I put a applique on there. I just love it. Look at that. And then I'm so happy with this. I am so happy with this. Okay, so in my previous video, I mentioned turning this into an alien. And I was just telling my husband, like, what if I did this all in the green color and then made the top part like a silver, because it has this little tip here for you to pull. And it would be like his foil hat. Like he's joining us and covering our heads so we don't get... Anyway, yeah, so I gave the idea of turning this into an alien, and then when I showed this to my husband last night, he was like, you should make them in all the colors, do blueberries and all kinds, watermelon, everything. And so I just thought it was so cute, and I can't wait to make more. And I think this is just, if you're going to a market, this is super simple. The body was so simple. Everything was simple. And you know, it doesn't matter if your eyes are off or anything, because it doesn't matter. I love it. I love it. Let me see if I can turn down the light. Oh, there we go. Look at the flower. I'm so happy with this pattern. Let me know if you're enjoying it as much as I am. Also, she did say I could give away a pattern to a viewer. So if you are interested in getting this, I'd be interested to know how many of you want this pattern. I know you want this pattern. I want this pattern. And yeah, I'm so thrilled at how it came out. I love it. I love it. Okay, now with this pattern, it came with a mushroom, and I just want to say, look at the underside. I mean, she did a lovely design. And so you can make it to where he's holding his mushroom. I was thinking of also making him a basket, like he was harvesting some berries, strawberries. So I was gonna have him hold a basket. I just hadn't gotten to it yet, because I'm so excited about trying to make it in all kinds of ways. Oh, by the way, I started out with 97 balls of yarn. I'm now down to officially 67. 67. And I'm only making amigurumi, so I know that doesn't really eat up yarn very fast. So I did start a blanket, and I'll show you that. That's my whip. So here we go. And there's the mushroom that it comes with this. It also comes with some acorn, some leaves. I think also a design to do a sunflower. I'm not quite sure, but it was a great pattern. All right. Okay, I have one more. So I'm going to show you my whip, and then I'm going to show you my next testing pattern. Hold on. Okay, I showed this in a previous video, but I started a new one with these yarns in the box, and this is, I found out, the feather stitch. I found the pattern. And I love the way it's coming out. So I'm using a pattern here. I'm trying to go green, gray, yellow, purple, orange, green, gray, yellow, purple, orange, green, gray. You get it. So I'm making a little pattern there. And I know it's not very wide. So it could be a baby blanket. It could be a lap blanket. But this is my favorite stitch, this feather stitch. I mean, look how it has that cabled look. You don't see through it, and it's the same on the back as it is on the front. And I just love that drop stitch and what it creates. And if you did this in all a solid color, it would look gorgeous. It would look like a cable going through your pattern. So I'm very happy I found it. It's called the feather stitch. Look it up. Although when I did find it, I looked it up on YouTube and I saw that different people did it just a little different. Even their beginning chain, they started out differently, and I want to say that I really like the way that I'm doing it. It gives a nice straight edge, other than the fact that I'm using different, how different weighted yarns. But look how straight that is. It's solid. I love it. And with other ones, I don't know. It seemed like they started weird. I really like the beginning. And so I will be finishing up lots of yarn. I'll be putting a dent in my box now that I'm using many balls of yarn on this, because I'm going to make this quite long for a little lap blanket. But so that's my whip. Now on to that testing pattern. Oh my goodness. Okay. Chances are, if you are a regular here, you've heard of Chronically Crocheting Crystal, and she started working on a pattern that she's releasing. Oops, you gotta sneak. And so I got to test it. I was one of the honored testers, and it's Mr. BARKSALOT. Now the only thing I didn't do was prop up the ears, because I didn't want his ears propped. So I'm going to prop him up for you. Ta-da! Now you can't even see him. Oh, isn't he adorable? Okay, now I will link her video where she talks about her BARKSALOT. So that is how you're supposed to, you're supposed to clip his ears up a little bit so he has a little curve like that. But I didn't want to clip his ears up. But he's so cute. Look at those eyes. Felt eyes. I should say cricket eyes. Felt cricket eyes. I think it just brought it to life, and his tongue's a little flappy. Oh, he's so cute. And the yarn. Okay. So, just so I can tell you what I used. Oh my goodness. So, this is her BARKSALOT pattern, and she did it in 2 different colors, and she put claws on hers, and see how the ears are propped up. So, that is the pattern by Crystal. Here's mine. Like I said, I just I didn't. Oh, there is his little paws. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so in her pattern, she was having a hard time getting Mr. BARKSALOT to prop up straight. I did not have that problem at all. But because she warned me, I was trying to think ahead to make sure that mine stood up. So let me just tell you what this yarn was, because it's glorious. Glorious. I used Bernat Velvet Twist, and it is definitely a twisted yarn. What did they use it? Oh, they used it for a blanket. I would love a blanket out of this. Now this feels different than any velvet yarn I've had, any Bernat blanket, Premier, Parfait Chunky. This is my favorite thick yarn, and these are the only 2 balls I owned, and I will for sure be looking for this because it slipped through my hand gloriously. And to get my Mr. BARKSALOT to stand properly and to make sure I wasn't going to have a problem, I put a little bit of fabric at the bottom. She used rocks, and I don't want to put rocks because this yarn felt so glorious, and I just wanted to be able to hug him and not have that weight at the bottom. I used fabric scraps right here at the bottom and just, then put my stuffing on top, and it sits gloriously. I love this. He's so sweet. That Bernat Velvet Twist is my favorite. And I'll just show you. That is what this yarn looks like. And it is twisted, and it's got 3 strands. And I just loved working with it. This was so amazing. If you have this yarn, what did you make with it, and do you like it? I love it. I love it. I want more of it. I got a little Billy Ray Cyrus going on. So yes, Crystal's BARKSALOT pattern should be coming out soon. Again, you're supposed to do that. And he's just so adorable. I got these eyes off of Etsy. I will link it down below who it was. Yes, it's just glorious. And you know what? The shaping on this reminds me of the Russian dolls. Oops. Like this side's dented more than this side. That's just my stuffing skills. But he's so cute. I love it. Crystal did a great job on that. Again, every pattern I have selected for this past week has been nothing but tiny, tiny parts. Sewing, so many pieces. For the last few weeks, except this one. This one did not have any sewing except for the arms. Everything else is in one piece. Oh, I take that back. And the eyes. But they were so simple, It's easy to stitch eyes on. I'd rather stitch eyes on than use safety eyes. But everything I've had has had many pieces, much sewing, and yes. I do have a question for you. I need some help. So in my yarn stash box, I had this random ball that I think was hand dyed by someone like us who just wanted to get creative and see what they could do. And it's wool. But this color is not the greatest. And you know, it feels kind of crusty, but it is straight wool. What should I make with this? And what should I make with it? Because I don't see myself making an ami with it, nor a blanket. And I do want to use it. I don't want it to go to waste, but it is someone who like got crafty at home and then didn't like it and they donated it, and it came in a purchase I made at a Goodwill store. And so what ideas do you have for me? What could I do? What could I do? I'm struggling with what to do with this. But let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and which pattern are you interested in. And like I said, I think I mentioned it, Shondell is offering me to give away this pattern to a lucky viewer. So I am going to be doing a giveaway for this pattern. So if you are interested in it, I shall be doing a giveaway for it. I'm excited to share that one. That is so much fun. So yes, that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and subscribe if you're not already a member. And yeah, I shall keep them coming. Talk to you soon. Bye.